Good morning. Welcome to Top of the Bridge Up and Go here on the Bridge 99 FM. Walk on the line. Everything good?
Yeah, everything great, man. Walk on. We're there.
Yeah, man. Next line. How you stay?
A line, I'm great.
No, he's comfortable, Shelz, once he doesn't see those images of lions like we saw at Hope Zoo when we did that broadcast. So he can relax.
Yeah.
Everything all right with him, man. How's everybody this morning?
Well, we're there.
Yeah.
Give thanks.
Welcome back, man.
Yeah, man. Give thanks, man. Good to see you too.
Man, alive and kicking.
Yes, right.
Ready for them. Last night we had a great night over there at the Emancipation Park for the Bob Marley Day turned Bob Marley Night celebration. We're going to be talking more about that throughout the program. And guess who was there?
Who that?
No, DJ Adler, man.
Lie.
Oh, yeah, man.
Him to tell about the big up on the game.
Hey, that big up there. I know me, I pay for it.
It's a price gone up.
Let's just say I made the correct prediction, and I said it publicly that knowing him, he's somewhere in the audience right now saying some things into a female's ears. Man, Sir Richie. This morning we call him Sir Richie. Oh, so. So that's what's up. We had thousands there having a good time with us, and now we have millions listening in Jamaica and all around the world. Good morning to those who are getting ready to leave off of the night shift, like the female security guard that we saw at the front at the gate. I can't recall actually coming in and seeing a female while we were coming in minutes to 6 o'clock. No, first time. Yeah?
I've seen it before.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I've seen it before.
All right. Well, good morning to the female security guards, female police officers, and generally everyone in the security forces. It is Top of the Bridge Up and Go at 13 past 6 o'clock. We're going till 10. It's now time for WTF, What the Fact?
All right, here we're going, Bridge Nation. Jamaican biotechnologist Dr. Paula Tennant created the Solo Sunrise, which is a disease-resistant papaya. Yeah, man, so here we're going. Dr. Paula Tennant is credited with the creation of the Solo Sunrise, a genetically modified strain of papaya which is resistant to the ring spot disease. Dr. Tennant was the first person from the Caribbean to ever develop a bioengineered product, which she accomplished during research at Cornell University. Dr. Tennant was able to manipulate the disease-causing gene in the fruit and develop a papaya which is resistant to the ring spot disease. Her discovery helped save the local papaya industry, which was under threat from the invasive disease. So,
well done.
Big up Dr. Paula Tennant.
Dr. Paula Tennant.
Yeah.
Yo,
a woman and a Jamaican. I love it.
Jamaicans, we do well in so many different
That's
areas around the world, man.
That is her?
Yeah, she's rather young.
Why may I expect like a Rosa Parks looking, like, okay.
Well done, Dr. Paula Tennant.
All right.
You mean looking over her glasses and stuff?
Yeah, like a little older, yeah. That's a young woman right there. Okay.
I have a feeling I had one of those, a slice of one of those papayas.
Solar Sunrise.
Yeah, because, I don't know, I mean, the papaya that I bought at my usual fruit stand on Friday morning.
Is it a normal?
No, I want to tell you, but the nicest papaya I've ever eaten in a long time. I feel it's one of those that Dr. Paula Tennant actually injected or something. But well done. And it's really nice to see a Jamaican making WTF, and for such good reason. This is really, really classic stuff. All right, the kind of stuff that we share with you at 6:25 every weekday morning. It's WTF.
What the fact?
Yeah, give them an update. All right, time now for update.
Boy, Bridge Nation, I don't know how I go on now. How I go on between Killer and Vegas. How I go on? You understand? We know that Bounty Killer and Vegas. They've been trading some diss tracks for some months now, but what I go on is somehow Dexter Daps gone in the vibes right now. You understand me? Dexter Daps defends Bounty. So the feud between Killer and Vegas, it took a little nasty turn, a nastier one at that, with Dexter Daps now joining the melee as he called out Vegas for dissing Bounty. Now on Thursday, Vegas turned his attention to Dexter Daps, who called him a rather derogatory term. And of course, Mr. Vegas, fired off several posts on Instagram aimed at Daps for dissing him earlier in the day, calling him a certain word again, the thing or the swim around thing. You know me I talk about. It's unclear why Daps and Vegas are beefing, but fans online link it to Vegas' onslaught against Bounty Killer. Mr. Vegas and Killer have been feuding for months now, but things went up a notch as both men have been trading disses at each other using diss tracks. Bounty Killer released a diss track for Vegas called "The War Is On Again" as he ridiculed Vegas' lyrical skills as karaoke. Vegas responded by calling Bounty Killer Peter Boy, alleging that the artist had impregnated an underage girl several years back but suffered no consequences for it. Vegas also released a diss track for Bounty singing "You Violate a Child" and "Me I Go Dig Out Your..." Wow, your heart? What's going on here? You understand me? Amongst other things. Well, yeah, guys, it's been going back and forth. A lot of words. I don't know who have the truth or who not have the truth. You know how clash go. But apparently, Dexter Daps feels some loyalty towards Bounty Richie and run in and say, "Yo, look, yo."
Dexter. I mean, I saw the post that Dexter put out, and he I think he was really trying to generate some humor more than anything else.
Backfire?
Yeah, backfire big time. The way he closed out the post is like he was dying with laughter, and him showed, "Kill him, killer, kill him, kill him, killer, kill him."
Yeah, you know.
But now Vegas is putting Dexter in his own separate category as the only dancehall artist who has risen up the morning after wearing certain kinds of clothing. So it's just kind of, I'm wondering, Shelz DJ, whether or not it's a way for the quote-unquote older artists to get back some degree of momentum in the industry that is currently being, we would have to agree, led in some instances in terms of new material and so on by the younger generation. But as it relates to Bounty and Vegas, they have had been feuding for a long time.
They have had their own issues.
Big time. And over a protracted period. It just bubbled up to a boil recently. And diss tracks are flying left, right, and center. The diss tracks are like really diss tracks.
Yeah, they're digging.
Yeah, they're digging up for all kinds of information. I saw a post where Vegas posted a birth certificate. Apparently, trying to say that, hey, this is a youngster who, and Killer has also found information or has been sent information that he has posted that carries, a young female who's basically making similar kinds of accusations or allegations against Vegas. Where will it end? We don't know.
Yeah.
But this is a grudge match that many people would have sort of been expecting for a long time, based on the seemingly angry vibe that exists between these two artists. Let's see what happens. That's all we can do.
Because correct me if I'm wrong, isn't like the whole thing to get them on one stage together in some way, shape or form so the crowd can settle it? And just one platform do that like the way in December.
Right.
So I don't see this really continuing for so long because I don't think people going to care for that long.
A rich promoter would not wait that long.
That's an
honestly, my personal view on it, I honestly think those two can't be on the same stage, Richie.
We'll see.
Security maximum, you'd have to bring out the whole of JDF for that. Man, oh man. There are many people who feel though that it's a waste of time and that and energy and lyrics and it should really not be happening at this time.
Hey.
Somebody sent a post to I think a Bounty Killer IG page saying, "Do you think that these songs are gonna pass the Norman Manley International Airport?" Killer says, "Did I tell you I was trying to find a hit song?" Him just has second something score. He doesn't care about a hit. Oh boy. There's another issue that's going on internationally though, and this has to do with Diddy and Burna Boy.
Oh boy.
So Diddy Love, as he's now being referred to, was in his feelings yesterday as he shaded a former collaborator, Burna Boy, who he claimed he helped to win the first Grammy Award, his first Grammy Award. So Diddy wrote an interesting message on his Instagram story stories, where he seemed to react after a former collaborator failed to win a Grammy Award on Sunday night. The post was not directed at anyone, but fans were curious as they pondered various theories about the unnamed person Diddy was quite salty towards. He said in the post, "I helped you win your first and only Grammy Award, which I did out of kindness, and somehow you thought you could win another without my help. Oh, okay." That is what Diddy wrote. The post attracted much chatter online, with some offering their take on the post. One saying, "I hope he ain't talking about Burna. He does not want that smoke."
True that.
He probably talking about Burna, another person said, but he needs to recognize Nigerians don't give you know what about the rest of the world, because they're big on Afrobeat music, and so as if to suggest that Burna really doesn't even need Diddy. Well, I guess in time we'll find out exactly who that post was directed at, because right now it's just a lot of speculation going on. All right?
Okay.
A quick one here is Popcorn's latest album, Great Is He, has landed at number 3 on the Billboard Reggae Albums chart.
All right.
Yeah, he's already locking Europe with it. Now it's at number 3. A lower opening than his previous albums, as a matter of fact. The DJ's numbers are in, and his third under Drake's OVO sound has registered a significant 64% drop in first week performance compared to his previous release, Fixed Tape.
Wow.
And here are the facts. Released on January 27, the 17-track Great Is He sold 3,200 units in sales and streaming in the United States during its first week of release, according to data provided by Billboard's sales tracker Luminet. The figure includes 300 copies in pure album sales. Luminet also revealed that Great Is He has so far sold a total of 13,900 units over its lifetime. That figure includes digital sales and streaming equivalent units from the 5 singles that were released prior to the album drop on the 27th of January. So the numbers are not as attractive maybe as Popcorn would like them to be, but at the same time, he's out there and with greater efforts in terms of promotion. Who knows? It might go on to sell some even bigger numbers. All right.
Yeah.
We're going to get into a little talk about what happened last night at Emancipation Park at the Bob Marley Day celebration. Suffice it to say, a host of entertainers came through and represented well. We had the Black Soil Band, Dennis Walks, Admiral Tibet, G Wiz, Droop Lion, Itana, Max Romeo, George Nooks, Egyptian, Luton Fire, Queen Marcia Griffiths, and Capleton. And then the show was closed by Julian Marley, aka Jojo, who came off the stage, said goodnight to the audience, numbering thousands, maybe 15, 20,000 people.
Wow.
And I went out with my mischievous self, and I said, did you have enough of the Marleys? Do you want some more? I said to the audience, did I tell you that Damien Jr. Gong Marley is backstage?
Jano.
You know, so the place erupt. While I'm out there doing my thing, somebody came to me and whispered and said, yo, Stephen there too. So when I put that out to the audience, we said, listen, if you shouted Marley, Marley loud enough, then I think they will oblige.
Yeah.
Shelz, well, hardly you know it go. Before long, Julian returned, and he brought out Damien, and he brought out Stephen. I embraced Stephen. First time seeing him since his son's death. I expressed my condolences to him, and I was giving him the microphone. He says, Richie, I'm not going to sing tonight.
Yeah,
but he stood there in support of his brothers, and Damien did a slice of one of his songs. Great show, all in all. Everyone should be commended. The Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment, and Sport, and all of their affiliates. A job well done. Last night was off the chain. That's it for
Update.
So, as for the proverb of the day, here it is.
New broom sweep clean, but old broom know them canna. New broom sweep clean, but old broom know them canna.
Okay then. Yeah, this is one that we grew up hearing.
Yeah, I heard this
New
one
broom sweep clean, but old broom them know the corner. So I think in effect both brooms are good for cleaning.
Yeah.
But when you want to get into the crevices and the little, you know what I mean? Old broom, no, everywhere. Having been doing it for such a long time. But what is the benefit to humanity? Well, newness is not always more beneficial than experience.
True.
That is what the meaning of that proverb is. Newness is not always more beneficial than experience.
Facts.
Doesn't mean that it sometimes isn't, because sometimes it is. I tell you, that is the proverb of the day, and I think many of us can relate.
Yeah.
All right, that is taking us now to that time when we have our pet peeve of the morning. And what are pet peeves?
Pet peeves are things that others do that you may find annoying, irritating, or even upsetting. And today's pet peeve comes from one of our listeners.
Good morning, Bridge Nation and the NT Okongo family. My pet peeve this morning is this, right? When I go into a business establishment and the cashier feels screw up, just looks saggy, just looks vexed. Like, hello, I'm a customer. We have nothing. At least give me some courtesy, you know what I mean? And some warm, welcoming gestures.
Yeah. Okay. Poor customer service.
Him calling him and all?
No, I'm gonna think so.
You like him so just Shelz.
That's
I didn't hear the last part of what that person said. But for the record, he did not mention
no,
Shelz.
I hope not.
Yeah, but that is a problem.
Yeah.
And it happens many places. By the way, I wonder if this person can say which business that they went into. Yeah.
Reach me enough time.
Enough time, don't.
Yeah, reach me. Man, pass the toll. Like, remember, it was a part of one of my pet peeves. Like, I just feel like, yo, you know, I understand, you know, you're human and you're probably going through something, but you're in a business where you have to interact daily with people. You have to be careful, man. You have to be careful the energy you put out there, because you make the business look bad. Trust me.
And it's not just persons who are interacting like face to face.
Yeah.
Even when you make a phone call to some of these businesses.
Oh gosh, man.
You hear the person answering, and you come on with a nice, hey, good morning, how are you, man? And the person, and you just get a vibe,
let them say, get on with
hang
it.
up the phone or something.
Yeah, we have to have money for. Get on with your question.
Persons who are out there dealing with the public need to make an effort to really you know, be more customer
gas station
friendly. Yeah, that is where that happened. Okay.
Oh, that's we got the info. It happened at the gas. The pump. Oh, in the little convenience store. Oh, I don't know where.
Well. Yeah. The member of the Bridge Nation is trying to to share where they had that experience.
I'm at the gas station. Both the pump attendant and the person who work inside. Okay.
So the word is, if you're out there dealing with the public, involved in customer service and so on, we ask that you, no matter what is going on back at home or in your life or whatever, even at the workplace, try to be pleasant when you're dealing with the public, all right? That's all that is expected of you, because you will sound bad, look bad, and your employers will also negatively be negatively impacted, all right? And we're going to be joined at this time by opposition spokesman on transport and works, MP Mikeal Phillips, who said recently that the government has no one to blame for the backlash it is getting on the new road traffic regulations, as according to Mr. Phillips, it used its parliamentary majority to bulldoze and vote down several opposition proposals that were pretty much aimed at improving the draft. In fact, he went on to say that responding to public concerns, particularly Section 73 on child restraint systems, Mr. Phillips said the opposition had proposed hundreds of amendments, most of which were defeated. So we're just getting a chance to hear all of that, and we're going to be talking to Mikeal Phillips this morning and get some further reactions to what is going on out there in public transportation. Good morning, Mikeal Phillips. How are you today?
I'm giving thanks. Morning to you and your listeners.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us once again. I'm just learning that the opposition is claiming that they made proposed hundreds of amendments, most of which were defeated. Is that a fact, Mikeal?
Well, not only with the Road Traffic Act and its regulations, but it has to do with quite a bit of legislation that has come to Parliament. When a bill comes to Parliament and the debate takes place, I mean, in many instances, just like with the Road Traffic Act, we would have made a suggestion for amendment in making the bill a better bill before becoming an act and coming into law. And what we've found of late is that the government has just come with an attitude that this is what we're proposing, we're not changing anything. And with that majority, because most of all, if not most of these that come to Parliament just need a simple majority. Only those that need constitutional amendment that needs 2/3 of the House. And the government themselves have more than 2/3 in the House. So it is just a rubber stamp on their side, really. So when it came to the Road Traffic Act itself, I mean, we had hours of debate and hours of recommended amendments, and the government only, in my recollection, only took a few that they figured would have made sense. And I mean, and then the rest they just ignored. So this is the result that you get. No. And I'm speaking about both lower and upper houses combined.
I've seen and heard you on several occasions pushing the idea that there's a greater degree of public information to the public that should be shared. Are you getting traction with that? Is the government looking into that as far as you know?
Well, the last week in the House, last week Tuesday, I raised the issue again and spoke about the disappointment. Minister Shaw even made a statement in the House, just reminding Jamaicans that the new Road Traffic Act would now come into being and be enforced. And I expressed my disappointment that the government had at least from 2022 with the regulation, from 2018 with the passing of the act itself, had more than adequate time to do public education. Because let us use even the instance with the record. Individuals, you saw it on social media where persons were pushing back to say that, how could it ask persons for to get a record to remove their vehicles? What about towing? Where it was only confined to the toll roads.
Yes.
Yeah. When you look at some of the fees that are there, they are more significant than what was obtained before. There's a huge addition to the act and the regulation itself dealing with the whole matter of cell phones. Because if you read the act itself, it speaks about hands-free, it speaks about using Bluetooth devices. So you can hold your phone and have it on hands-free mode. But the act itself says you can't use it, you can't hold your phone while driving. So you could use the hands-free on your phone without using the earphones or connecting it to your radio in your vehicle. But you can't hold it. So those things, the intricacies of the act and the regulations itself, these things should have been a public education. There's a huge difference from the new act to the old, where the fines are concerned. You have the whole matter of electronic detection, persons being able to get a ticket using cameras, the government using cameras to be able to identify your license plates. So there's a whole raft of things that the public education should have. I'm seeing the government do public education on things that have not even existed as yet. So,
wow.
I think they owed it to the general public. I mean, just as a government, it was owed to the general public.
I saw where the Prime Minister came out and said definitely they will be looking back at that one relating to the child seat inclusion in the Act. But I haven't heard anyone from the government side saying that they're going to be changing any of the other clauses. Are you expecting to hear that? Or what do you think is the way forward right now? That's what I'm trying to get to.
Well, I don't expect them to to change the one with the seatbelt just now, because today is the last sitting of the House for the financial year. The official opening of Parliament, ceremonial opening of Parliament is next week, and then 2 weeks down the road is when the budget debate starts. So if it is that they will not bring it today for an amendment for the child's seat, then when is it that they're intending to bring it? So, I only see on the order paper where the Minister of Transport will be making a statement, but not an intent to change it today. So I guess we'll have to just wait and see also what happens in Parliament, because there's a tendency to bring things at the last minute and then ask for it to be rushed through. So where the other amendments are, and my recommendation to the general public, and this is where the public education would have at least assist them, because asking them to go through 300 pages of a regulation and 200 plus pages of an act, where the language is one that the general public would not discern from it, because even some parliamentarians don't even know how to read a bill, or much less an act itself. So it's someone will have to go and break it down into the areas that they have concerns of, and I think then make that proposal. But that the acts like the Road Safety Acts, which are generally imperfect, there should be a time for review, at least 5 years or 3 years after the act has been passed. And I think we are at that point now, because there are just general concern from the public. But also, I mean, just as most Jamaicans are law-abiding citizens, if you work within the road code and the law itself, there's nothing to worry about. So, just to encourage everyone to just be safe and to work within the law.
Understood. Now, Mr. Phillips, I want to focus a bit on the fines. You mentioned that, in many cases under the new act, the fines are, quite a lot, as we know what's happening. Do you believe, what do you feel about the argument that's being put forward that, it could be a bit of a deterrent, especially for the road users who are a bit, unruly. You have some persons out there, they kind of believe that, they need that extra push to be law-abiding citizens.
It has been a habit of the government now, thinking that higher fines, higher detention, longer detention periods will deter persons from breaking the law. And I've consistently and repeatedly said that this Road Traffic Act will come to naught if it is that we don't have enforcement to back it up. Because if you're to look at the current Road Traffic Act and regulation, 90% of it has been in law before, apart from the new sections that have been added. And we didn't see any authorization of road fatalities. We didn't see any reduction in just the chaos on the road. So if it is, and any law at all, if there's not enforcement to back it up, then you really won't see the full, the benefit of the law that has been passed. So the short answer to your question, unless there's a different approach by the police, the transport authority, when that time comes, then I don't think you're going to see any positive benefit coming out of it.
Well, the government is no doubt looking at revenue considerations, and there seems to be a view out there, Mikeal Phillips, that that is a primary factor in all that's going on. But we do recognize that there's a lot of carnage and too many crashes on our roads as well. And I think the time has come for us to really look at changing the rules so that persons will be, motorists will at least make an attempt to drive more carefully. Today we're hearing that taxis in Mandeville are actually withdrawing their service, and yesterday I think in places like St. Anne, Brownstown and so on, they were without service. What do you want to say to the public out there today?
Using the road is also, or roadways is also a personal responsibility. Persons have to take personal responsibility in ensuring that they observe the speed limits, and ensuring that they stop at the pedestrian crossing. Persons even walking on the road have to be cognizant of where it is that they're walking, even when there are no sidewalks provided, but just to be safe. It is a double-edged sword, because I can understand the plight of those that operate public passenger vehicles, because we tend to use a broad brush and paint all of them as bad, but there are good persons in the public transport sector also, just as you would have in banking or in any other industry. You will have a few bad eggs, but they're generally law-abiding investors in the Jamaican economy. But then you also have the person who wants to go to school and wants to go to work. Mm-hmm. The transport sector contributes about 5% to our GDP, which is a huge sum as a single sector by itself. And, I've been making the calls for quite a number of years now that there needs to be some attention paid to the transport sector. It affects your productivity, because it's not only about movement of people. It's not just about the JUTC or a route taxi or a hackney carriage. You're talking about the movement of goods. You're talking about how our roads affected our productivity. It encompasses the movement of tourists also, the rent-a-car industry. So there has to be an overall look at the transport sector nationally. Focusing on public transport, moving children. You have children in Kingston and St. Andrew and Portmore and Spanish Town who benefit from a subsidy in bus fares, while children in rural Jamaica don't. Yeah. Yes. So we have to take a national look at public transport overall. It is overdue. What we're having now is not something that is beneficial neither to the investors nor the commuters itself. So I think the time has come for us to sort of pull back. And what is happening over the last 2 weeks with the reprieve, with the whole issue of the regulations and the act, has taken away the focus of the greater issues within the transport sector: the lack of parking space, the lack of JUTC buses out there on the roads, just the chaos in the Kingston metropolitan area with 6,000 hackney carriage taxis operating as individual licensees, of not having adequate routes and drop-off points in rural parishes. So there are a whole raft of issues that need to be dealt with. And the government has to take the leadership in this, in ensuring that policies are put in place that will give the Jamaican investors in the transport sector and the commuters something that they are worthy of.
Most definitely. And we can't forget the fact that persons who get tickets and pay them, that they're still complaining that very often those are not removed from the system. That aspect of it needs to be addressed, and urgently. I want to thank you, Mikeal Phillips, for your thoughts this morning, and I wish you a great day.
Same to you. I'd want to see you on here.
All right, much appreciated. Looking at issues relating to the new road traffic regulations, getting responses there from opposition spokesman on transport and works, Mikeal Phillips. Now, let's just tell you that we're going to be joined at this time by Tamika West, who is the marketing manager at Worthy Park Estate Limited. And Tamika West, of course, is going to speak to us about their sponsorship of the Island Music Conference that actually gets underway tomorrow, the 8th of February. We're talking about the Island Music Conference, IMC, which is an island meeting place where music professionals share their experiences, they forge alliances, expand their knowledge base, expose new music and talent, and you know that they're going to connect with the heartbeat of the global music industry. IMC is geared to carrying growth in the international music industry and basically sets out to help participants navigate and overcome challenges that they might face. Each conference addresses a music business, glossary of terms and facts, and Tamika is here to share with us why it is that Worthy Park Estate Limited decided to become a sponsor for the IMC. Good morning and welcome, Tamika.
Hi, Tamika.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me, and good morning to you and your listeners.
All right. Thank you so much. You have made the plunge. You have decided to sponsor the IMC. What made Worthy Park decide to become involved with this venture?
That's correct. Well, I mean, just going based off the description that you gave of the IMC, what this conference is really about is the sustainability of our music and our culture. I really love what the organizers are doing by bringing together great music professionals, musicians, creators, to have, as you say, a meeting place for them to learn more about the business, how we can make our music heard more and more worldwide in a sustainable way. So with Worthy Park Estate being a brand that makes Jamaican, totally 100% Jamaican spirit brands, we are also found all over the world. So when you bring members of the world together to celebrate music and culture, it was only a perfect fit for us to be a part of supporting this venture.
It's a good look. Now, Tamika, man, I want a little troublemaker, Tamika. Man, I look for a little insight, and a little sneak peek. What can we expect from your brands at the conference?
Well, our brands, we are the official rum sponsor of the IMC this year.
Ooh.
So we're going to be there throughout all the days and nights of activity. So persons can certainly enjoy us, our mixes that we're going to be offering. So we'll have bar service, courtesy of our Worthy Park rums and our Big Bad Rum Bar rums. Everybody's familiar with our portfolio. So those will all be on show for persons to try for the first time, to enjoy as they usually do. So definitely we'll be at all of the events and can be looked out for in those spaces.
I can tell you in greater detail about how popular your rum brands especially are these days, Tamika.
Well, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. We appreciate the support.
But I'm not looking at my shelves right now, but what I'm thinking is if you could tell us a little bit more about these brands, like your Reserve and your Select, which we happen to know are doing very, very well in the marketplace right now. Give us some more deets on these products.
Thank you, Richie. So the two brands you mentioned are both a part of our aged rum portfolio, right? So our lead brand is actually Worthy Park Select. So you'll be seeing that definitely throughout all of the activities in our branding and our drinks that are being poured. So that is a medium-bodied aged rum. It's indexed around 4 years old, and it's aged in American oak barrels at Worthy Park Estate. And then when you speak to our Reserve now, that is our blend of older age rum. So that is between 6 and 12 years. So the average year of the Reserve is around 8 years old with all the rum combinations inside the bottle. They have been definitely very well received over time, and it continues to grow, and people are asking about it more and more. But I want to give you one more note. We have a brand new one that people are also looking at. I said, what is? This is what we call the Worthy Park 109.
Really?
Well, I don't know.
Yes. What that one is now is there's nothing like it in the local market, and I'll tell you why. So this is an aged rum as well, but the liquor, the alcohol content in it is actually 54.5%. So this is what we call a high proof aged rum. So us in Jamaica, we know about high proof rum because we drink overproof, which is 63% on a daily basis. But there's no offering of an aged rum, which is aged in a barrel, that is at this high of an alcohol beverage content. Ooh. So when you talk about making some nice cocktails, you understand, this is definitely one of those brands that adds the spirit punch that you need, but you still get the nice, smooth aged rum flavor. So that will also be on show for persons to try at the conference this week.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay. So should I place my order here, or should I go through my rep, which is Tanny?
You most certainly can have Tanny find me. I will find you, and you will be good.
All right.
For sure.
Wonderful to hear that. Where can persons actually learn more about your brands and your products, though?
Well, you definitely can check out our social media pages. We're all over the place. So definitely on Facebook, Instagram, you can check out the Worthy Park Select page. That's the name of the handle. As well, we can't lift out rum bar because our rum bar Bill Worthy Park in the spirit business in Jamaica right now. So definitely, you can also follow us at Rum Bar Jamaica. So those two pages in particular, you can find out what each of those brands are doing on an ongoing basis. We give a ticket to events and them things they're doing, so persons can check that out. But if you want a real experience of what Worthy Park Estate Spirits has to offer, I encourage your listeners to check out the Worthy Park Estate Rum Tour on Instagram, because we have a full-fledged rum tour out in Lower Idaho, St. Catherine.
Sounds really good.
Road, all of these things. So definitely check us out there.
Sounds really good. Sounds really good. And maybe in closing, you'd like to encourage everyone like yourselves to get on board and to be at the IMC. What's your final parting shot this morning?
Definitely. I encourage all persons who are in biz, persons who want to get into the business. This is a space to go and learn and share. So if you have the time, come on down, check out the IMC Music Festival. If you're busy and you want to check out the big final night, check out the reggae party at the Randy Minnells Entertainment Center this Friday. It's a huge concert, so we're definitely looking forward to that. But I do encourage all future musicians and music lovers, check out the conference. It's going to be a good one.
Thank you, Tamika. Have a great day today.
Thank you, and all the best.
All right. Tamika West is the marketing manager at Worthy Park Estate Limited. And, she spoke to us about some of their brands, very popular brands out there.
Man.
We want to say commendations to the organizers of the Island Music Conference. It's a very, very good event for all of us within the music and entertainment industry. Serves a very useful purpose. A lot of top, high-class, knowledgeable presenters will be participating. And you get the feeling that it's all that you really need to know about getting involved and staying involved and growing really in the music industry. So there's no ration on knowledge, and there's a lot to learn and a lot that will help you to navigate, make money, and to soar to higher heights in the music and entertainment industry. So get on board. Don't make this one miss you, all right?
Thanks. I feel a chill in the air.
No, that was last week. That's when it was minus 30. I screenshot it for you, Shelz.
Okay.
Today, it is not minus 30. It is actually minus 1. I know Audley would ask, which way are we going? It's the other way.
Which way? Right now, which way?
Oh, so it's
exactly.
Audley wants to know if that's colder or warmer.
sorry for us to say.
Audley, you confused me the other day. I was like, okay, it's now minus 4 and wait, minus 3. Honestly, I sat there and I'm like, oh my goodness, is it hotter or colder?
Yeah.
It confused me for a minute. So.
Wow. Good morning, guys. How are you?
We're good.
Morning.
We're good. We're here talking about Usher's Lovers and Friends, the big show. It's sold out. Do you guys know about this?
No.
Well, you should. Sean Paul's on it. Wayne Wonder.
What?
Just to name drop a few. Usher. First of all, Usher, Mariah Carey, alone. Chris Brown.
What?
Busta Rhymes.
What?
Luma D.
50 Cent.
50 Cent.
What?
Oh, yeah. I should start with 50 Cent.
This is for Toronto?
Blackstreet. No, this is Vegas.
Okay.
A cabana, but it's sold out. Like everybody and their friend is going.
Yeah, it sold out in like a day.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah,
I think I read about that. And is it Usher that's the promoter for that show? I think
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, I saw that. Wow.
Little Kim is on the bill too. Blackstreet, they have on Vogue.
Yeah.
They have like, it's crazy. I think Nelly.
It's one of the biggest concerts, hip hop R&B wise, I've ever seen.
I really like that though. I mean, when you see the artists themselves putting their money back into the industry, allowing a lot of persons to earn money, not just the performers, but the people are doing backstage and stage management and musicians.
Absolutely.
It is really, really something commendable. And we tend to, like people like Alkaline here, who has been doing some big stuff with his annual show.
New Rules,
which he's planning to take overseas. We really commend that, and I wish Usher all the best with that investment.
Yeah.
That's a good look.
It's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, Kevin Little, Genuine, Remy Ma, JoJo on Vogue.
Are you talking about one show?
One show. Next is on it. Jagged Edge. Beanie Man is on it. How could I forget Beanie Man?
Zaga.
Oh my goodness. Yes.
Zaga.
Master P, Flow Rider, Shaggy.
No, man.
Yeah.
One night.
Hey, talking about Shaggy, there is a little is it speculation going on that for the Super Bowl,
we're not sure what's happening,
which will feature in the new Apple halftime show, the Bayesian Rihanna. It is I don't know if it's speculation or rumors going the rounds, but it is believed in some quarters that she might be adding a few other performers in that set.
Yeah.
And that might include, it is being said, Possibly Shaggy.
Possibly. Yeah, like a Caribbean vibe.
Possibly.
She's definitely going to do a Caribbean vibe.
Yeah, possibly Dottie.
That is her style. That is her style.
Yeah, that would be a good look.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll definitely be a Caribbean vibe. I wonder if she's going to bring her hubby on there.
Who knows?
Her child's father.
Who knows?
Yeah, we'll see. But right now, we're going to get into some music. We got Lovers and Friends. This is the DJ Ritz edition.
We want to hear
right
it.
now,
we want to hear
go
it.
in. We want to go in with our friends in Jamaica. Let's go. Flo.
Yes.
And, you know, the show Lovers and Friends in Vegas, it's more than one day. So it's like a 2-day festival for those asking, because we're getting a lot of text messages. But it's sold out, so we can only...
Sold out? Of course.
Yeah, we can only
I'm sure there's some scalping tickets out there.
But, you know, they took the vibe from the Caribbean. You know, I like how they have, like, cabanas. They have, like, shuttle service. They really did it proper. You should go online and check it out and dream for next year.
Because I'm sure with this kind of success, he wants to make this an annual event.
Yeah, and it's a group thing. So a lot of it, you can tell it's like, you know, when people go out in the Caribbean, like Christmas time and the big shows and, you know, you get cabanas, it's like a group thing. It's a lot of, you know, groups. So what did we see, Ritz? It was something like, you know, you pay $10,000 or $15,000 and you get cabana.
Yeah.
You get drinks, bottle service.
And that's for
hotels.
like 15, 20 people. So the price is not that out of control when you break it down.
Oh, by the way, you're not talking Jamaican currency, are you?
No.
No. Jamaican currency is 55 million.
It'd be a trillion.
You got that right.
Yeah, but between Jamaica and Trinidad, I'm lost. I just found some currency to take with me, and I'm like, I don't even know what this can buy. I don't know. Maybe a salt prune.
Oh boy,
that was a learning curve. My first time in Jamaica, I have a bag of chips, and like, you know, that's like $1,700. I'm like, what is with the prices here?
The math. Okay, we got to check in with news. Back in a few. It's Flow 98.7 in the bridge.
We're just talking about Lovers and Friends, that big show being put on by Usher and his connections. Reggae Month is on in earnest in Jamaica, and last night I had the pleasure of hosting an event at Emancipation Park in New Kingston, and it was quite a lineup. It was the anniversary of the birth of the king of reggae, Bob Marley, and listen to this lineup of artists that were there. I was talking about Dennis Walks and Admiral Tibet, G Wiz, Droop Lion, Etana, Max Romeo, George Nooks, Egyptian, Luton Fire, Marcia Griffiths, Capleton, and a member of the Marley family also performed. We're talking about Julian Marley. It was a free concert as part of our Reggae Month activities. I'd say maybe between 15 and 20,000. You were there, Audley.
Yeah.
It was a large crowd inside of Emancipation Park.
Yeah, man, the park was-
And let me tell you guys what happened now. Julian Marley was billed for the show. But I did not know, even as host, that there were other members of the Marley family that were backstage until eventually I saw Damian Marley.
Yeah.
And so when Julian signed off his set and exited the stage, I said to myself, no. We got to find a way to get Damian on the stage. And so we prompted the crowd and they started shouting, Marley, Marley, Marley. Of course, before long, Julian returned and he took with him Damian Junior Gong Marley and Stephen Marley, who I was seeing for the first time since he lost his son, Joe Mercer.
Yeah.
I embraced him. I said my deepest condolences. He looked a little teary-eyed. I was giving him my microphone so that he could use it if he wanted to perform. He says, Richie, I'm not going to perform tonight. I'm just here to, I'm just chilling and hold a vibe on my daddy's birthday. So it was a really, really good look. And we're going to start our segment this morning with the music of Damian Junior Gong Marley. All right, it's now 14 and a half minutes before the hour of 10 o'clock. And it really is a miracle that I lasted this long.
Yeah, man, I wonder.
Trust me, because
you went all the
to the end.
Until the end of the program last night.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Right. Wow. Yeah, I was thinking about that. I'm like, what if Richie's gonna make?
Fortunately, I didn't have the problem that I had at Reggae Sumfest some years ago, when there's an artist, a veteran artist with a very, very vast catalog, who was introduced by me at maybe sometime after 6 o'clock, going 7 o'clock in the morning. And he decided, although the crowds had dwindled down to maybe say 150 at the start of his set, that he was still going to go through his 2-hour performance.
Oh, wow.
By the time he did his final song, there might have been 3 people at the front of the stage.
Jeez.
But it was my duty as the host to stand there and to
Jesus. Please. No, sir.
to close the show.
No, sir.
Yo, the average MC would have walked and got him here a long time. So we took the professional approach that night.
Respect, man.
This was obviously many years ago.
Yeah.
Now I go on 2023, brother. me a cut.
No, man.
Yeah, what?
Yep.
Yo, that was like punishment, brethren.
No, that's
I'm gonna talk about man all that draw tune and pull up tune, you know.
Three people that go crazy.
Oh, it's a run that again. Yeah, the 3 people. two of whom I suspect were members of his entourage.
Jano's there. No, sir.
Jano is right. I call no names. It's 9:48 a.m. And it's a good time for us to say thank you to some wonderful folks who helped us to make it happen this morning. There are many of them.
Yes, of course, at 7 a.m. we had Mikeal Phillips, who is an MP and also the opposition spokesman on transport and works, just came through to share PNP's perspective on the new Road Traffic Act. Of course, at 7:13 a.m. is all about the secret sound game. You guys came very close. Some closer than others. So I was quite nervous. But you guys can try again tomorrow at 7:13 a.m. Of course, at 8 a.m. we had Tamika West, marketing manager at Worthy Park Estate Limited, who will be sponsors of the Island Music Conference starting tomorrow. Of course, at 8:13 a.m. we saw at 8:30 we continue the good vibes up to 8:45 in the a.m. and it's all about the Canadian Connection with Red and DJ Ritz on Flow 98.7. And of course, you just missed it, guys. It was a miracle that we found songs in the first place. I'm talking about foreplay, and the theme for today was, of course, miracles.
Yep. All right. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you, Jody. Thank you, Romy. Mr. Yeah. Thank you, DJ Audley. Thank you, Shelz. Most of all, we'd like to thank, of course, as usual, the Bridge Nation all over the world, and including here in Jamaica, in every nook and cranny. Thanks for making the experience with us. Thank you for all these wonderful messages. We hope that in Central Jamaica, where some taxi operators have withdrawn their service, that some way, somehow, the traveling public will get some relief and be able to get to their destination sometime today. Take care, my friends. Be safe. Spread some love and some joy. And don't forget that Richie B loves you bad, and this is why we always try to treat you good. So you be good to yourselves until one more time when we get a chance to be good to you. That's going to be tomorrow morning at 6 in the hour when we'll do it all over again. Take care. Bye for now.
Yeah, man.